Houston, we have a problem.
Give me all you got!
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Give me back my gun! I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Stand and Watch, the best and only dad movie podcast you're listening to because we killed all the other ones. I am your host, Matt,
I'm your other host, Nick.
and a special hello once again to Steve Buscemi, our favorite listener.
Hi, Steve. Hope you're doing well. Where's my aliens? There it is.
Oh, there we go. I was trying to think of a segue from Steve Buscemi to aliens, but I blanked.
There's really no clean way to do it.
There really isn't. So,
There's no clean.
yeah, there's no clean segue from Buscemi to aliens. So, hi, Steve, and we're talking about aliens.
Talking about aliens, Steve. Hopefully you like this one. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're an aliens head, but
You've never
do
worked with
aliens
James
fans
Cameron.
call themselves alien heads?
I don't know what they call themselves. It's such a varied
It's-
franchise.
Because if they did call themselves alien heads, that would be hilarious because of the face hugger. Because it hugs your head, so you're an alien head.
Yeah. What would they call themselves?
Would they call them alienites? Maybe.
No.
No, no, no. No, not that one. No.
Well, maybe some of
YouTube,
them.
he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it.
Well, maybe some of them call themselves that.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know what the demographic of aliens fans is.
A bunch of weirdos in there, right?
Yeah.
There are people that like the third and fourth movie for some reason. And there are other people that like the Aliens vs. Predators movies for some reason.
Oh. How could you even like those movies? You can barely see them. They're so dark.
It's so dark. It's so goddamn dark. Like that. What was that? Requiem?
One of them is like impossible to view.
More like AVP. Where's the light switch at?
Yeah, more.
I watched the kill count for that one recently, and they admitted they're like, "Hey, we had to brighten this up a little bit for the show so you could see people dying."
Oh, so dark.
It's very dark. So really, is it Alien, Aliens, Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and Alien Romulus? Are those the ones that are like towards the top of the tier list for the series?
I guess,
Covenant,
yeah.
maybe not. Maybe not
Yeah.
Covenant.
I am-
Covenant does have Danny McBride in it, and I do love me some Danny McBride.
People, I know recently at least, I've seen a lot of people like loving Covenant, like in the lead up to Romulus. They're like, yeah, Covenant's so cool. It's so mean.
It's just because I wasn't big on Prometheus.
I feel like Prometheus had like a shift. Like people watched it when it came out, and were like, this is whatever. But then recently they were like, yeah, Prometheus actually is pretty cool.
Ridley Scott. I mean, it was the first one Ridley Scott had done since the original, right?
Yes.
And so he just, I don't know, like, was it like, it just doesn't feel like he was in it, like in on it, or wanted to be in on it.
I don't know. I like the concept of Prometheus and Covenant where it's like, what if God was real and he hated your fucking guts?
Thought that crosses my mind every day.
Yeah, right. But I don't know if the execution was right. But I don't know. Maybe I'll have to rewatch them.
I like Fassbender in it.
Fassbender's good. They should bring
Otherwise,
him
I'm just
back.
like, meh. Maybe I need to rewatch those two, just because they both had like the biggest gap between them and the fourth. If you're not counting Alien versus Predator,
Which you
but
shouldn't.
Aliens is good.
Aliens is good. That Jimmy Cameron has a bright future.
Okay, on the James Cameron and sequels thing, I was reminded of 2022 when everyone was like, Avatar 2, it's not gonna happen. Like this movie's not gonna make its money back, blah 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 blah. And I just remember like sitting there feeling like I was crazy because I was like, guys, this is James fucking Cameron. Like, you give this man a sequel, he gets it fucking done.
Never betting. And listen, the same thing's going to happen with Avatar 3. They're going to say, why are they making an Avatar 3? What's with this? Nobody cares. It's not going to make any money. Boom. $2 billion.
And the third one sounds like it's going to be a breakaway from the mold of the first two. So I'm like, yeah.
They're
Like
good, yeah.
you're telling me he's making the third one different from the first two? That's new. All
Yeah.
right, I'm here for it.
Yeah. He could just call each of the Avatar movies Avatars, but the S is a $sign, and he just adds another S for each entry, and you'd be accurate. Like,
That's how he pitched it. You know, James Cameron is so good at sequels. I wish he would have fathered my second child.
oh, you mark my words. When the Avatar series is finished, at least half of them will be in the top 10 highest grossing films of all time.
That is such a weird thought, but it's not far off. I think you're right.
There's two of them now. They're both in the top 3. Think about that.
Jesus. Is that adjusted for inflation, Matthew?
Should I get the list? Should I bring up the list? I'm going to bring up the list.
Number one is it an Avenger? Is it an Avenger number one? No.
No. I think Avatar took it back.
I haven't seen the list in a while. I remember last time I remember looking at this list, The Dark Knight was on this list. I don't think The Dark Knight is on this list anymore at all.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
You want the top 5 or the top 10?
Do top 10. We got time.
Top 10. Avatar number 1.
Okay.
Avengers Endgame number 2. Number
Weird, but
3.
okay.
Number 3. Avatar: The Way of Water.
Son of a bitch.
There you go. He's two out of the top 3. Guess what number 4 is?
Titanic.
3.
He's got 3 of the. He's like fuck. Jesus.
He's got 3 of the top 5, and people still want to say, "Oh, that new James Cameron movie is not going to make any money, buddy." He's going to have 5 of the top 10 by the time the Avatar series is finished.
Yeah, James Cameron's a safe bet. Go through the rest of this top 10.
All right. Number 5, The Force Awakens.
Jesus.
Number 6, Avengers: Infinity War. Number 7, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Number 8, Inside Out 2, which is crazy.
That is nuts.
Number 9, Jurassic World.
Ugh.
Number 10, The Lion King. You should all be ashamed.
The Lion King.
The 2019 Lion King, the most soulless movie of all time.
Yeah, I can't believe The Dark Knight didn't stick it out and stay in the top 10.
Oh, where even is The Dark Knight on this list
Jesus.
anymore?
Probably in the top 20, right? It made so much money.
Dark Knight is... Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, it's not even.
It's not even listed
on the
anymore.
list.
No.
Jeez.
Dropped.
It's how old I'm getting. Movies I remember being in the top 10 highest grossing movies of all time. Not even on the list anymore.
Let me see. Is there a list here adjusted for inflation? Let me see. Okay, here we go. Adjusted for inflation. Now, this is as of 2022.
Okay, so Avatar might not. Way of Water may not be on this.
No. Gone with the Wind, still number 1, adjusted for inflation. 2 is Avatar. 3 is Titanic. 4 is the original Star. He's still in 2 of the top 3. So, like, come on, people.
What else is on there?
4 is the original Star Wars. 5 is Avengers Endgame. 6 is The Sound of Music. 7 is E.T. 8 is The 10 Commandments. 9 is Dr. Zhivago. And 10 is The Force Awakens.
Weird fucking list adjusted for inflation.
That is a very weird list. But yeah, by the time Avatar is finished, the entire 5 of the top 10 highest grossing movies will be Avatar movies. Just accept it now, Avatar haters.
Avatar will be, if not already, the highest grossing movie series of all time.
Yeah.
Which is arguably it should be, right? Since it's got 2 of the highest on there.
It should, I mean, I don't know, maybe because Marvel has so many goddamn movies that all count as part of the franchise.
Well, I don't even count it. Fucking, if Avatar wasn't already owned by Disney, Disney would have bought it 20 years from now and ruined it.
Yeah. You know what though? Good for, I will say this. They're just leaving old Jimmy Cameron alone.
Leave him alone. So I know we'll get back to Aliens, I swear, but for the second movie, he got in the sub, went underwater, which is tough if you're a billionaire. Well, the coming back up part's the tough part for a billionaire. But Jimmy did it. And he actually, it's funny because he spoke on a lot of that. Like people kept interviewing him for it. But for this next movie that is based around like the Fire Nation, like is he setting himself on fire? What is he doing to get ready for this one?
I don't know. All I know is that he said that when he turned in the scripts for like 3 and 4, like the studio gave him back notes and he told them fuck off or something, and like they were like, okay, I gotta find that quote.
They gave him notes and he just handed out a printout of the top 10 grossing box offices.
I don't think he said fuck. I don't know if he said fuck off. That's more of like a Ridley Scott thing. But like they gave him notes and he was like, no, this is perfect. And they were like, okay, I guess you're right.
But does it get to a point where like he's surrounded by yes men, so anything he does is a good idea? Or is it still?
I don't think it's much as he's surrounded by yes men as much as it like he's James Cameron and he's his own yes man.
True. He's like, no, we'll do it my way. I actually have a friend who met Jimmy Cameron. He met him at a restaurant.
Really?
And he gave him his sunglasses after he forgot to get them. So hey, you know what? Maybe Jimmy isn't as perfect as we thought he was. Forgot his sunglasses.
I can't find this quote.
Was this his first sequel? Because T2 is not till a few months or a few years after this.
Yes, this was filmed after Terminator 1, but like just after it came out. Like it hadn't come out in the UK yet, and he filmed this in the UK. I know this trivia. And the crew did not like him. They hated him. They didn't think they knew what he was doing. So he tried to like screen Terminator for them, and none of them ever showed up.
Why would you hate on Jim? Like, did he just seem like a boob?
I don't know. They didn't like him, and I know like when filming was done, he was like the best part of this is I get to leave here and never come back.
He does seem very blunt when he needs to be. We've kind of had a good run of directors here lately on the show.
We have.
Do you want to get into our dad approved Letterboxd reviews?
Yeah,
I know you're still looking for that.
Nah, I'm not gonna find it. Let's do it. I saw it on Twitter, so
it's somewhere. You'll find it. You'll find it after we're done recording, I bet.
Yeah, I'm done looking.
So I have a review from Tim Kopp, who is a pro Letterboxd user. I don't know what that means. He gave the movie 5 stars and he said, did the math, and I do believe on a purely technical level, Get Away From Her, You Bitch does in fact pass the Bechdel test. It does. I'm pretty sure it does.
It does.
And that's a good fucking review.
All right. This one is a 5-star review from Wes, who is a Letterboxd patron, who says she had 10 rounds of ammo, a forklift license, and a dream.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I was saying this earlier, but I do think, I've been back and forth on, do I like Alien or Aliens better? I think I like Aliens better.
Okay, see, this is going to be interesting because I still like Alien better.
What stands out about Alien to you?
Okay, I mean, maybe we'll get into it, but I think, and I know you said this on pod last episode that you thought like the first hour of this movie is similar to the first hour of Alien, but better, and I think it's the reverse. I think the setup of Alien with like the crew and is better in Alien. I get a better sense of who they are. I get a better sense of them as like a crew who all know each other. I think, and this is, I'll talk about this when we're in the dislikes portion, but I think this movie takes a little too long to get going. And I said this last week about Crimson Tide as like a nitpick because I didn't mind it. In this movie, I really did mind it. Like, I was like, get on with it.
So what sells it for me in the first hour of Aliens being better than the first hour of Alien? And they're both great. This is not me saying that, oh, Alien fucking sucks shit, and if you like it, you're a fucking idiot. No, I could find a different reason why someone's an idiot. But the first hour of Aliens, I think, works so well for me because Ridley has PTSD from what's happened. She's like telling them, hey, we don't need to go over there. Like, don't fuck with these aliens. Don't do that. And the whole first hour of the movie is like people like not believing her, like kind of playing down what she is saying. And if you've seen Alien before going into Aliens, you know what she's gone through. And you're like, no, you need to like you're basically in the mindset of Ridley. And so did I say Ridley?
Ripley.
Ripley. You're basically in her mindset. You've seen what she's seen, and you see these people not believing her. So you're getting the firsthand experience of what she's going through. Whereas that first hour of Alien, you're meeting the crew. It's very cyberpunkish with the just how dirty and grimy their ship is, and I've always liked that aesthetic of it, the dirty sci-fi. And you're just kind of sitting around wondering, like, okay, when is the movie's called Alien? When's this alien gonna pop out? As opposed to like in this movie, the aliens are real. These things are really fucking dangerous and really fucking scary. And the whole first hour is everyone being like, meh, yeah, shut up, Ripley. We unfroze you. It's been 57, 54 years, however long it's been. You're fine. Shut up.
Yeah,
That's what I like, and I also like the idiots around her, because you're like, all these people are so fucked. They don't believe her. They're all like, hoorah! Like, even if they are real, we're gonna kick their asses. And you're like, no, you're fucking not.
Yeah, no, I like the whole, she wakes up and she's telling them and doesn't, because I'm like, that's a good like horror movie sequel thing that you don't really see a lot. And I like that aspect. And then it gets into the, like, when she ends up with the Marines. And at that point, I'm like, okay, I get Michael Biehn. I get Mr. Bean. I get Bill Paxton. I don't really get a sense of any of them else in a way that I got the sense of, like, the alien crew. And, like, to me, a lot of the Marines in this are just kind of bodies.
And I think but I also think that's the point of the movie, is that they're just bodies.
Yeah, but it's still a movie that I need to be like, okay, I need right? Like, I still need to know these people. And it's like in Alien, they're obviously in Alien, their bodies be killed by the alien. But like, that first hour, I'm like, okay, I know all these people. I get a good sense of who they are as people, their personality, their differences, their, all that kind of stuff. And in this, I'm like, okay, Mr. Bean, I got him clocked. Paxton, I got him clocked. That's about it.
I get that. I do think that I also think it's genius that both movies are like a slow burn for the first hour. I love that. I love that about both movies, that they're like, no, there's going to be aliens, but we're going to make you fucking wait. And I remember watching this recently and thinking, like, when the fuck's the alien going to pop out? How long has it been? And I remember pausing it and seeing, like, we were at the hour mark. And I was like, oh, they're doing Alien again. That's right. I do like and I get your criticism of, like, oh, I only know Bean, I only know Bill Paxton, I don't really know the rest of these guys. And I think that's kind of the point. Whereas first movie, it's a ragtag crew, and you slowly see them start to get picked off one by one. Whereas this one, like, yeah, they get picked off one by one, but you're just like, yep, they're just another body. Because there again is the Weyland-Yutani, rep, who is, I forget who it is. Is it Paul Reiser in this one?
It is Paul Reiser.
Yeah, Paul Reiser's there being swarmy, trying to fucking impregnate Newt and Ripley in their sleep with the face huggers.
Yeah, just a little worm of a man.
A little worm of a man, and I also like how this movie makes the face huggers even more terrifying. Because the first movie, we only get the one wrapped on the guy.
Yeah.
And then we don't really get any more of them. So to see them crawling around, being creepy, and I'm sure those were practical.
Everything.
The way they set those
pretty
up.
much everything in this movie, practical.
And so just to see that, and they're terrifying. Like, you would think, oh, smaller alien, who cares? No, they're fucking terrifying. And I remember thinking that when I went to see Romulus back when it came out a few months back, how terrifying they made the face huggers and the situations with the face huggers. This one definitely, seeing this recently, gave me a new appreciation for the face huggers, as opposed to them just being like this secondary threat.
Because they're fast fuckers. They're just crawling around.
Fast.
Yeah, they're just zipping around, jumping at you.
And just the whole concept of them, like, once they're on, they wrap around your neck. So if you try to take them off, they will fucking kill you, or whoever they're holding on to.
Yeah.
I also like the look of the film. Like the ship isn't as dirty this time around.
It's still very grimy. It's still
Very
very
grimy.
it's mangy. It's mingy. Various other
We-
adjectives.
When you find out,
It's grubby.
it's grubby. When you find out that people are starting to colonize where the ship is, where all the face huggers are at, it's just one of those. It's one of those. Of course we are moments.
Yeah, and the
Of course it's happening.
that whole colony is just it's grubby and slime, and the alien nests are slimy and gross.
And stop me if have heard this before, but this is a good action movie.
It is a good
Jimmy-
action movie.
Jimmy Cameron knows how to take horror and like put an action spin on it. And even though it's considered an action movie, there's plenty about this that is still scary. For example, the Queen.
Oh, the Queen reveal is James.
Queen is-
Little Jimmy Cameron is very good at putting cool shit in his movies.
He knows what he's doing.
Right? He's very good at making things that are cool. The first alien in this comes out of is just like the part of the wall, and it just pops out of the wall. The Queen reveal is cool. The way it just like you see the egg sack, you see the eggs coming out of the sack, and it slowly pans and reveals the Queen like illuminated from a light behind her. The loader, incredible stuff.
I also really like this movie playing with Ripley's. I keep wanting to call her Sigourney Ripley, but playing with Ripley's PTSD. Like, yeah, she's been frozen for all those years, but I mean, there's a moment early on when she sees Bishop, who is the android on the Sulaco,
and she hates him immediately.
Sulaco?
She hates
She
him immediately.
hates him immediately.
Yeah.
And ironically, he ends up being like one of the actual. He's one of the good ones. If you.
He's one of the good ones. That's what many fans of. That's what many of these xenophobes, as they call themselves, say.
They're like, no, this Bishop, he's one of the good ones.
He's one of the good ones.
And I'm just now starting to realize all these droids are named after chess pieces.
I love.
Took me way too long to realize that.
This has nothing to do with the quality of the movie, but the name of the track on the score when the Queen rips Bishop in half is called Queen Takes Bishop.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Do we want to? I could gush over the things I love about this. You want to do some negative real quick?
Yeah.
Or do you have any goods? I don't know if I.
I mean, we kind of
I
have
don't know
the
if I
same.
took up
I
all
mean,
the time.
we kind of have the same goods.
We got the goods.
We got the goods. I feel like most people have the same goods about this movie.
Right. If you've heard one good, you've heard them.
It's right.
You've probably heard it 20 different times.
Yeah. I will say this, and again, this is, and every Alien fan will have a different response to a different Alien movie, but it's no Alien.
God damn it.
It's no Alien. It's no Alien. That was the last note I wrote. It's no Alien.
I'm a really big Alien fan, and I came away from this being like, I think I like Aliens more. I just like it more.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a great movie, I came away going, great movie. It's no Alien. There's just something about Alien, the slow burn of it all, the one xenomorph just terrorizing the crew. There's just something about it that I don't know. It's special. They're both special in different ways.
Because you're a Ridley Scott stan, you're like, no, I stan Ridley Scott. Jimmy Cameron, who?
I stand both of them for your information.
They should have gotten Jimmy to do Gladiator too.
He should have. He could have called it Gladiators with a dollar sign as the S.
But you know what? Ridley's kind of doing the sharks. And he's like going all out. He's like, what would Jimmy do? He's channeling his inner Jimmy.
Oh, good for him. Everyone should channel their inner Jimmy, and everyone should channel their inner Ridley.
So on the negative side, I do think and I know this is like an Alien series trope where like the final showdown is like out of nowhere, but it feels rushed. It feels very rushed in this. And I saw this around the same time I saw Romulus. And I remember Romulus kind of like the final showdown with Have you seen it yet, Matt? I don't want to.
I did see
Spoiler it for
Romulus. I did see
Okay.
Romulus.
The final showdown with the hybrid.
Yeah, the
It
slippery
drags
man.
a little. It drags a little bit. That the whole part of that film. Whereas in this one, it felt like, wow, that all happened really fast. Like, I think even if you haven't seen the movie, you're aware that Ripley gets into the
loader.
the loader and fights and get away from her, you bitch. I think everyone, even if you haven't seen this movie, you're aware of all that.
Very cool.
And
it's a very cool
very,
sequence.
very, very cool scene. It'll go down in history. Put it in a museum if it isn't already. But it's one of those things where it just felt like a snap of the finger and that scene was over. And maybe that's just me being trained by more modern movies that like drag stuff out.
I mean, I can see where you're coming. I thought her whole showdown with the Queen was I thought it was incredible. I think to me that's the strongest section of the movie is Ripley versus the Queen. Two queens going at it,
Right. Well, it was a good close to her arc too.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it where it's like, and I'm assuming you're talking strictly from when they land and it turns out the Queen was stowing away and then they have a little throwdown and then it's over. And I guess that part is a little quick, but I didn't see it as rushed just because, like, to me, the Ripley versus the Queen starts like when she's backing away with the flamethrower.
Mm.
So I don't see those necessarily as two separate sequences.
But this was another one, we just watched Crimson Tide last week, and we talked about miniatures. There's miniatures in this, right?
Yes.
But there's also some bad CGI of the ship, if I'm remembering correctly, as well.
I don't know if there's any CGI of the ship. I know there's miniatures and there's rear projection.
Maybe I'm thinking about the explosion.
Maybe
I'm just like so used to like modern explosions that now when I see an 80s or a 90s explosion, I'm like, this could have been better. When really, in fact, it probably couldn't have been.
Yeah, maybe.
I live a privileged life with these explosions.
Listen, this might sound sacrilegious. I think as good as much of the action in this is, I think a lot of it is though just like them just spraying their weapons wildly in front of them while a xenomorph flails about.
So you think the action is kind of oversold?
I don't think it's oversold because the good action in this is really great. Like the whole thing with the Queen is incredible. Like you said before, the face hugger sequence is great stuff. The when the aliens first pop out, it's great. But there is a lot of just them. There is a lot of stuff that's just like that scene in Predator where they're shooting at nothing.
It's a lot of hoorah talk and then not a lot of hoorah action. Or they're very out of their element, is what you're saying.
It's not even that they're out of, because they should be out of their element, right? But it's just a lot of the action is them standing and just shooting their guns in front of them. I'm like, move around a little bit.
Well, and that's why I think the first hour works so well for me, because we've spent the first hour basically gaslighting Ripley and all these tough guys being tough guys, and then we get down into the hive and like everybody shits their pants. Like fucking Hudson, Bill Paxton.
Oh no,
watching him lose his fucking mind is great.
I love Bill Paxton.
Who's the guy who's like very inexperienced command? Oh, that's a Gorman. Gorman fucking, trying to walk them through their mission and doing it terribly at it, and just seeing how out of their element all these guys are.
Yeah, I like that. I like that part. And Bill Paxton is amazing in this. He's one of my ups. Like just the way he immediately switches from like the biggest like hoorah shit talker and just the immediate we're all gonna die guy. Like that, like that's incredible. I just feel like I'm watching a lot of men just stand there and shoot, and I'm watching like a lot of xenomorphs just like rush at them and get riddled with bullets, and at a certain point I'm like, I know this movie can do a little better than that. I know James Cameron can do it better than that because it happens in this movie.
You know, I forgot James Cameron was also in. I forgot he was also in Predator 2.
James Cameron?
Not James Cameron. Bill Paxton. Bill Paxton.
Yes, Bill Paxton was in Predator 2. Is Bill Paxton the only one that's been killed by an alien predator and the Terminator?
I think so. We need our intern fact checker that we hired from the last time, but
Jamie, pull that up real quick.
Jimmy, we need to see, has anyone been killed by all three besides Bill?
Bill Paxton was killed by the Terminator, right?
I think so. I haven't seen it in so long. He was Johnny. Johnny was the boyfriend character, right?
Bill Paxton killed in Terminator. Yes, Bill Paxton is the only person to be killed on screen by a Terminator, an alien, and a Predator.
Yeah, because he's killed on the train in Predator 2, right?
I think so, yeah.
That awesome train scene that's like a shootout.
God, I miss
Wow.
Bill Paxton.
My dumb ass was on his Wikipedia and I was like, oh, why isn't he in the movies anymore? And then I was like, oh yeah, dumbass.
We can bring it. We can bring him back. They have the technology. They did it in an Alien movie, actually.
Don't bring back Bill Paxton, please, Hollywood. Leave him dead.
Yeah, please don't. Whatever you do.
We had him for when we had him.
And
He's a good dude.
you know, maybe we didn't appreciate him enough, but
R.I.P. King. R.I.P. Anything negative or positive to say about aliens?
I got lots more positive things to say about aliens.
Go ahead. Go off, King.
Okay. I mean, barring the explosion that you seem to have such a problem with, the practical effects and puppetry in this are a thing to behold.
Oh, they are great.
Just movie magic. Everything is so grubby and lived in, and it's all like, and the way the Queen puppet is incredible. It fucking runs. It sprints. It's like Kermit riding a bicycle. It's like, you're like, how did they do that? But
there's just a lot. There's a lost art to it because movies around this time were doing all this stuff, and I mean now you would get the DVDs in the '90s, and like you would have all these behind the scenes, like, oh, here's how we use 10 people to make this puppet move, and now you don't get it anymore, really.
Yeah, but like everything in this, the sets are incredible. There's no green screen. There's no fucking nothing. It's like they built these places, these grubby little dirty sci-fi places. That when the ship crashes, that's rear projection. So it's just like a screen, and it looks good.
Oh, we haven't talked about the water scene where Newt's down in the water.
Oh, and the alien pops out.
Terrifying, fucking terrifying.
Incredible.
I can't watch a movie now without, like, if someone's in a body of water thinking like, oh shit, what's gonna pop out of this shit.
Yeah, and the aliens in this, like, the Queen is a puppet. The aliens are like guys in suits, and it's great. Like, just a man in a suit should not look that terrible, but it works, man. And the way it's lit. Oh, remember good lighting.
The sound design for the carrier or the loader.
Yeah. Oh, everything about the loader is cool.
This is another sweaty movie, by the way.
Yep, lots of sweat. Yeah.
The rain, like when they first get to the colony and it's raining, and then they get in and like, yeah, there's all the like the dead face huggers everywhere.
I love the bit when Ripley sees the Queen for the first time, and like her and the Queen like kind of like come to like a little mini understanding where it's like, hey, like if you make a move, I'll light this flamethrower, and she backs away, and the Queen like hatches one of the eggs, and Ripley's like, really, okay, and just lights the place on fire. Oh, it's like, okay, we're doing this, and then it's just two queens fighting for like 30 minutes.
I want to retract what I said about the explosion earlier. I pulled it up real quick to see if I was misremembering. I was misremembering. The explosion looks fine. I'm a fucking idiot. I did forget about the chase throughout the red hallway, and just again, movies used to have lighting, Matt,
Yes, they did. Oh, how they did.
before everybody went to the Netflix palette.
Or worse, everybody went to the AVP Requiem palette.
Oh, can't see a goddamn thing.
Yeah. It's a lot of movies these days. It's either gray or you can't see anything.
I thought I was just getting older. I thought that was my eyesight going out. No, it's the movies.
Oh, just listen. I don't think the actress has been in literally anything else. But Newt, amazing horror scream.
Yeah, definitely. And a pretty good child actor. Like usually, like I'll watch a movie, and be like, this poor kid. But I mean, I think I watched like some behind the scenes thing where like Jimmy and the crew are like really good with her. They're like, hey, like we know this is scary. Are you okay?
Yeah, she's good. They mostly come
And
at night.
I always
mostly.
love it when crew and cast are like going out of their way to make sure, especially when you're dealing with all this fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Like watching some scary movies with kids now that I'm a dad, I'm always like, what the fuck are you making this kid go through again? What the fuck? Like I look at everything that happened in Hereditary, and I'm like, okay, that kid was like maybe in like the first 40 minutes of the movie or the first 30 minutes of the movie, but did she see any of this later shit? Because now I'm worried.
Yeah, no, good. Newt is good. Iconic horror scream. They mostly come at night. Mostly. Listen, James Cameron's never going to win an award for screenwriting, but god damn it if he's not economical. He knows what he knows what it needs to be. He knows the structure to do it, and he just fucking does it. He's not going to win. He's just like a well-oiled machine. I'm not a car person. Otherwise, I do like a car metaphor, but that's what it's like.
This screenplay is like referenced like numerous times. Like John August is the host of a popular screenwriting podcast, and he references this screenplay constantly.
Yeah, it's so, and he knows when to throw in a cool line. Like, and everybody's always quoting, "Get away from me, you bitch." But you know what's just as badass? When at the beginning she's like, "Just nuke the place, just torch it all," and he's like, "Can't do that. The prophets, they can bill me."
Yeah, that man was really concerned about his profits.
Yeah, like he's not winning best screenplay anytime soon, but he knows how to get the job done effectively.
There was another line between two Hudson and Vasquez. Oh, here it is. Hey Vasquez, have you ever been mistaken for a man? No, have you? The ribbing between the Marines is great.
Yeah.
Another one from Ripley? Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away? The rest of these, I'm too long. I'm not going to read.
Oh, good old Jimmy Cameron.
Dude can write some movies. Hey, you know what? Next Avatar, you might want to bet on it, folks.
Yeah, you might want to bet on the next 3. Actually, wait, is there 3 more or 2 more? No,
you got 3 more or 2 more?
No, yeah, 3, 4, 5. He's got 3 more.
Jesus, Jimmy. I hope he finishes them.
I think somehow he will.
So what do you I know you like Alien more, but what do you rank Aliens?
I give it a 4.
I'm gonna do a flippity flop with you. I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Oh, okay. There you go. We did a reversal of last episode.
And now we can track that because our intern is putting it on the Excel sheet.
Yeah, Jamie put that on the Excel sheet.
His name's Jimmy. I've been calling him Janie this whole time.
No, it's Jamie. We stole him from Joe Rogan.
Jamie. Oh, we took Jamie from Joe. Actually, I think he's still moonlighting for Rogan. I told him to knock that off. God damn it. Well, a man's got to work. Man's got to work. It is what it is. What it is. What it is. What it is. Is this a dad movie?
Oh, 100%.
Are we going 100, or does it get knocked for anything?
I mean, I don't know what. I mean, no, I wouldn't. I don't know what you would knock it for. Do you have anything in mind that you might knock it for?
No, because I don't think dads are really susceptible to horror movies, and I could see a dad being like, Alien, isn't that scary movie? And then them finding out this is more action based and being like more sucked into that. So I do say it's 100%.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if anybody's gonna make 100% dad certified dad movie, it's all Jimmy Cameron.
Jimmy knows dads. Jimmy
Yeah.
is a dad.
Yeah, like, come on, it's all Jimmy Cameron, Sigourney Weaver, badass, Bill Paxton, Mr. Bean, Michael Bean, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean.
Yeah. Game over, man. Game over. We didn't even say that when we were doing all the quotes. Just a great script. It's dads love a quotable movie. I think dads will be tickled by the sound of the guns. Great gun sound.
Doesn't sound good.
Yeah. The loader. It's just like we said. All Jimmy Cameron knows how to put cool shit into a movie.
I think it's so. I think my order of the series it goes Aliens, Alien, Alien Romulus.
I don't know where I'd put Romulus. I'd have to watch the other ones again.
I've got some beef with Romulus, but I'll save it for when we eventually cover it.
I have some beef too.
All right. Well, what do you got? I want to hear your beef. I think it's too. I think it leans too heavily on the other movies.
I agree. It leans too heavily on the other movies. I think it's a really good greatest hits collection.
There, yep, 100%.
Yeah.
I think the coolest thing it does that I didn't see in the other ones was the acid hallway.
Yeah.
The acid hallway was really cool, and playing with gravity was really cool. I wanted to like the central relationship between the main character and her droid more, but they just made it impossible because they wanted to use the droid to drop the line.
Yep.
That one line we all know.
Yeah.
That
It's
makes no sense.
It's very much one of those movies that, like, it's crafted well enough and it's like, okay, but it's also one of those movies where it's like, hey, we know we're an alien movie and Aliens is great, isn't it? And it wants to remind you of the great things in, like, Alien and Aliens, and you're like, what are you doing? Just be a movie.
And then it gets cute and it sneaks in some Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection stuff.
Yeah.
And then when you think it's done with the greatest hits, it's like, but wait, we've got some Prometheus stuff too.
Yeah, it's just and don't get me started about the cameo.
Oh, the cameo. Yeah, that was bad.
That was bad. That could have been anybody else. That could have been a new droid.
I'm not gonna knock it for it because I'm a don't knock it till you try it kind of guy. But the incest, there being incest in this movie was weird.
Yep. I don't know why it's just like
the way they kind of just try to dance around it, where it's like, hey, that's that person's cousin, but that's also that person's cousin as well. And that hug when they see each other again for the first time after some people have died is way too. That's not a cousin hug.
Yeah, that's a Game of Thrones cousin hug.
That's a humping cousin hug right there. That's a House Lannister hug right there.
Yeah, that's an Alabama cousin right there.
The Targaryens made an appearance in Alien Romulus.
Yeah, it's well crafted, but it's a well crafted greatest hits collection, and I don't know, man. I don't know how I can rank it.
Very pretty movie, very good to look at.
Yeah,
sound design's good. But we're here talking. We're finishing up Aliens. We can always.
That's true.
We can always do a Romulus episode. Dad joke time, right?
It is dad joke time.
I've got a quick one that I think you'll appreciate.
All right.
It's based on the first hour. So yes, you could honestly rename the first hour of Aliens Ripley's Believe It or Not. That's the joke.
All right. What do you call it when an alien spends a lot of time worrying about flaws in their appearance?
What?
Body xenomorphia.
Jeez.
Thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. Tip your waitress.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Oh, you have no idea how long I spent agonizing over coming up with a joke for this, and then I finally thought of that one. I was quite proud of myself.
We also need to do our negative Nancy's before we forget.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I think we got a little out of order there, but that's okay. It's late.
You know what? You're out of order. I'm out of order. This whole podcast is out of order. Hey, I'm going to put that on the list.
I was going to say, after watching Crimson Tide last week, I kind of want to watch that movie now too.
Really?
I'm trying to remember which one I screenshotted here. So Negative Nancy's, This is where we Negative Nancy of the week. This is where we go in and pull a goof from the IMDb page of the movie. This is a person who went in, saw the movie, and said, "I'm going to complain about this thing that I noticed from the movie that is a goof."
Yeah, the goofs on IMDb are referring to obviously the submitted goofs, like as in errors from the movie. But the real goofs are the people who typed these up.
And I screenshotted one that has 3 in it. Here's mine. Okay. At around 4 minutes, and I love that all of these people started time stamping the goofs on some of these.
Even worse.
It's like when the salvage crew shines a light onto Ripley's face while she's sleeping at the beginning of the movie, her eyelid twitches. Although people's eyelids twitch all the time when they're asleep, Ripley is frozen in cryogenic suspension, not merely asleep. You fucking dork. It's a fucking movie. Fuck you.
You know what James Cameron would say to that person? Kill yourself.
He doesn't mean it, YouTube.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that's what old Jimmy Cameron would say.
That's right. Take it up with him.
Right? Because old Jimmy Cameron, he tells it like it. He tells it straight. No holds barred, you know? Ridley Scott would say, go fuck yourself. Old Jimmy Cameron, he'd tell you to kill yourself.
Hey, Jim Cram, that's what he does, man.
I'm going to start calling him old Jimmy Cameron from now on.
Old Jimmy Cameron.
Like he's some old Jimmy Cameron, like he's some kid from back in town that I know.
Like he's like some Western myth, like some old Western myth, like, oh, old Jimmy Cameron, you gotta watch out for him.
Old Jimmy Cameron rolled up in here once. Said he's glad that he'd never have to come back.
He told every man in this bar to go kill themselves, and they did.
Oh. All right, here's mine. At around 36 minutes, when the entrance lock to the station is getting hacked, there's a close-up of the wiring and electronics getting wet due to the rain. While visually interesting, this should create a short circuit and destroy the internal electronics. Water and electronics don't mix very well.
It's an alien planet, or it's a spaceship.
Okay, two things here. One, it's a movie where there's evil aliens running amok. So you don't think that they have waterproof electronics in this future? You fucking loser. Number two, you already said the answer. It's a visually interesting shot. There it is. Shut up.
What would Jimmy Cameron say to this person?
Kill yourself.
Old Jimmy Cameron. Sorry, I cut you off. What would old Jimmy Cameron say to this person?
He would say, kill yourself.
Again, we do not condone old Jimmy Cameron. This is just what he would tell people.
Yeah. Fuck. Have you seen the South Park episode with James Cameron?
Where he's raising the bar?
Yeah.
James Cameron does what James Cameron does, not because he's James Cameron, but because he's James Cameron.
James Cameron doesn't do what James Cameron does because he's James Cameron. James Cameron does what James Cameron does because he's James Cameron.
We need him back to raise the bar again.
Oh, he did it with Avatar too.
He's got to keep doing. We can't. James, I'm talking directly to you. I'm looking into the camera at you, even though this is an audio format. Come back, James.
Raise the bar again.
These fools are being fools, man. We need you back. We need the bar
His
to be
name
raised.
is James Cameron, the bravest pioneer. I don't know the rest of the words. That song always gets,
a good movie.
Yeah, that song always gets stuck in my head. Whenever I watch a James Cameron movie, that song gets stuck in my head.
I remember what else happens in that episode.
Oh yeah. All I know is James Cameron raises the bar, and he has his own little song. His name is James Cameron, the bravest pioneer. No budget, no sea too deep, no budget too steep. Who's that? It's him, James Cameron. There it is.
The sequel whisperer.
Oh.
Don't bet against James.
By the way, if you're wondering why the title of this episode is Alien spelt with a $sign as the S, that's because that's how he pitched this to executives.
What a fucking legend.
Do you know this story?
Yeah, he just went in.
Walks into a room, studio executives, writes the word alien in big letters on a whiteboard, and then adds a $sign S at the end. Drops the mic.
That's probably one of the most told. It's right up there with Who Brenda. Do you know the Who Brenda story?
I don't know the Who Brenda story.
Or not Who Brenda. So Roseanne, right? The Roseanne sitcom.
Yes.
Her sister, I think it's Brenda. Or forget. What's her name? Hold on, I have to look this up. Real quick. While I look this up, do you want to tell us what's left on the wheel?
Yes, I will tell you what's left on the wheel. It Follows and Hitman. So I guess this will be our last wheel spin of the season.
Yeah, because then whatever it lands on,
Whatever
we
it,
just do.
yeah, whatever it doesn't land on is what this episode after that one will be. So we don't have to spin it.
Not who Brenda, who Jackie. So famously in the writer's room for Roseanne in one of the earlier seasons, there was a writer in there who they were all pitching jokes, and someone, Laurie Metcalf plays Jackie Harris, who is Roseanne's sister in the show. And they're pitching a joke, and this guy, something comes up, and he's like, someone's like, what about Jackie? And he says, who Jackie? He didn't know who a character in the show was.
Oh my
And
god.
he'd been working on the show for quite some time.
Oh my god.
And this is apparently a well-known story around Hollywood.
Oh, I've never heard that story.
I think it's still hilarious.
That is hilarious.
Because now there's a writer who tries to claim the story is his. And folks are like, he's like, well, if you're going to tell the story, you might as well be paying me for it. And it's just one of those things where it's like, why would anyone pay you for that story?
Oh, anyway. Yeah, this episode is titled Alien $.
Alien $. Hey,
What
they got the job done.
What an incredible way to pitch something. You go, Jimmy Cameron.
Do you think anyone's tried that since, where they just walked into a room and wrote they're like, okay, I want this sequel really bad. Like for the Megan sequel, did somebody walk into the room, write Megan $?
I don't think so, because honestly, I think I don't think anyone other than James Cameron would ever do that. And B, I don't think anyone would ever copy James Cameron other than James Cameron.
Do you think James Cameron forgot that he had a pitch and he had nothing? So he's like, aliens $.
It's either, yeah, there's two possibilities. Either he knew, he was like, I'm James Cameron and I know that this is going to work. And he did it and it worked, because of why wouldn't it? Or that he forgot and he just did it. He pulled a Michael Scott. Oh, what a cool guy.
We should get more James Cameron on the second wheel.
We should get James Cameron on the show.
We technically still need to watch T2.
We do.
Probably start the second wheel that way. Just watch it. Just have that be our inaugural second wheel movie.
It could be. Yeah, might as well.
Because I don't know if you know, we have to bring somebody on for that one.
Yeah, we got to bring our stupid friend. I bet he's
T2 master.
I bet
Johnny Amizich.
I bet
his address is.
I bet he's happy. I bet he's happy this week.
Oh no. Yeah, he's been very cheery. He's been very cheery in the hard drive Slack.
He has. He's extraordinarily happy because, as we all know, on November 5th, Metal Slug Tactics came out. He's been playing. He's been enjoying it.
That game does look very good.
Oh.
My brother's actually texted me about it, and I saw some screenshots of it, and it's kind of my tea, and it's on Game Pass.
Oh, is it on Game Pass? I might have to try.
On Game Pass.
I
don't know if it's on Game Pass up in Canada. I don't know if you guys have a different.
No, Game Pass is the same. It's not like Netflix.
Okay.
I've been
still weird.
I'm still playing Death Stranding, but I've been feeling a little FOMO and trying and things have been convincing me to give Metaphor a shot.
My brother has nothing but good things to say about it. I'm a dad, so I don't have time for these RPGs.
Yeah, I see that. I'm not a Persona fan. I don't care much for like the high school social shit in Persona, but people have told me it's like Persona but without that. So I'm getting sold on it.
You give it a go. Give it a whirl.
I should. But
I'll watch you stream it if you stream it.
I would never stream such a large game.
That'd be a monthly. That'd be like a month-long commitment for sure.
I streamed Final Fantasy X, and that took me like 3 months or something.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
Play anything else. But as you were saying, this isn't a gaming podcast. We tried that.
Yeah, we did. Not that we didn't enjoy it, but it's too much. It's too much podcasting.
There's 20 million gaming podcasts. I host one of them actually.
Yeah.
And the world didn't need another gaming podcast.
Yeah, the world did not need another gaming podcast. You know what the world did need? A dad movie podcast. Because there aren't any, because they're all dead.
We fucking murdered them.
Yeah, to be fair, there was only like 3. So like, and you need 4 before you're considered a serial killer.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? Those podcast hosts, I don't think their families miss them.
No.
No.
You know what? We didn't do anything James Cameron wouldn't have done.
We saw a market and we went with it.
Yeah.
We saw something and we were like, we can build off of this even better. And that's what we did.
Yeah. Anyway,
Let's spin the wheel and go home.
Let's spin the wheel and
Spin that wheel.
go.
What would you like? I mean, we're gonna watch both of these either way, but what would you like?
I would like either Hitman or It Follows.
Son of a bitch, me too.
All right, let's go.
Spin that wheel.
You know what? I'm gonna say I want It Follows because I think Hitman would be a better season finale.
True.
It's lighter. Anyway, let's spin the wheel. It's Hitman.
All right. I mean, if you want to switch it, we can.
No, we gotta listen to the wheel. We gotta listen to the wheel. Otherwise, bad things will happen to us.
All obey the wheel.
Must
obey the wheel.
Must obey the wheel. So It Follows will be our season finale.
So Hitman. So if Jimmy Cameron wants to do a Hitman sequel, it would be called Hitman's
With a $sign.
with a $sign.
I'll tell you this: if they ever make a movie about the Titan submersible, let's get all Jimmy Cameron involved, and we can call it Titanics with a $sign.
The $sign. It follows a crew trying to go see the Titanic with their subpar sub.
Yeah,
I have not seen Hitman, but I'm gonna enjoy it. I know this is on Netflix.
it is on Netflix.
I do like what's his name that everybody likes with the tight butt from Twisters.
Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell.
Nice butt. Good movie. He's got a good movie butt. Does he get his butt out in this movie?
He might actually.
I'll have to. Oof. And then you,
things definitely get steamy.
So then it was okay. So we'll have Hitman, and then after Hitman, we'll have It Follows.
Yeah.
It Follows doesn't look like it's streaming anywhere here in the States.
Let me check it out. It Follows.
It's on Sling here in the States.
I don't know what that is.
I have little experience with it.
All right, let me go over to Just Watch. By the way, we're not sponsored, but folks, you should be using Just Watch. Just it'll tell you, just make an account, type in all the services you have. It'll tell you. It'll tell you what. Type in a movie, boom, tells you everything you can watch it on.
I cannot believe It Follows is getting a sequel. This is disgusting.
It Follows is on. Oh, it's on many streaming services here. Damn. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's on Prime. It's on Crave, which is our own Canadian streaming service. It's on Hoopla. It's on Tubi. It's on CBC. It's on CTV. Damn. It's on Pluto. It's on Pluto TV. I'm brimming with choices here.
You should watch it on 2 at the same time.
Well, I will watch it after Hitman.
After Hitman, of course.
That came out this year. Wow, it seems so long ago.
Yeah, it does seem. It does seem like it was out last year, but I mean, we're a month away from the year being over, basically.
That's true. Well, I'm looking forward to watching it again. It's a fun time. That Glenn Powell's a likable chap.
I liked him in Twisters. He was the bad guy in Twisters, and then he wasn't.
Yeah, I'd say this about Glenn Powell. He's going down a traditional movie star path. I appreciate that for him. He's not picking these easy Marvel movie blockbusters, make bank, fake movie Red Notice type things. He's making real movies people want to see.
It's a movie that feels like a movie. When they pitched Twisters, do you think they did the $sign thing?
God, I hope so.
That would have been a great way to pitch it. Matt, where can the internet keep up with you, by the way?
You can keep up with me on Twitch at just any site or any Twitch, Twitter. I mean, I don't use Twitter anymore, but you can certainly follow me there if you want. But like anywhere, at Real M Fresh. I'm Real M Fresh everywhere. Letterboxd, everything. Except YouTube. Except YouTube. At Rongo Pro. I do video game reviews that you should totally take seriously.
People do tend to.
I've gotten many condolences this week.
People love that. People love that Mario review.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your flight sim review.
I've got another week for that one, right? I've got some time.
Comes out the 19th, so.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do it. I gotta do it this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can keep up with me at that Kaufman on Twitter. I'm also on Blue Sky at that as well. And then Nick Fat Knight on Twitch and YouTube. Not that much is going on there, but my YouTube has seen some life. As a former Iron Harvest streamer, people have been watching my stuff over there recently, so that's been nice.
Oh, I wonder what events recently have caused that.
Must have been an uptick in people playing the game. It must have been on sale or something, or it's not on Game Pass anymore, so don't know what it could be. Other than that, yeah, and go follow the show. Go find the show wherever, folks. Stand and watch.
Yeah, stand and watch. We're on Twitter at Stand and Watch.
For now.
For now. I don't know if I want to make a separate Blue Sky account for the show.
It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Maintaining to. I'd tell our intern Jamie to handle the social media, but he's too busy moonlighting for Rogan.
Jamie, we said one or the other.
Yeah. And now I realize, but Rogan pays me. But like, come on, man. Come on.
Rogan pays you? What are you, a sellout?
Yeah, fucking sellout. What are you, part of the what are you, part of the establishment?
Steve Buscemi listens to us, Jamie. Who the fuck you gonna side with on this?
Yeah. Money or Steve Buscemi?
We're a Queen Latifah approved podcast.
Yeah. I don't think she listens, but she approves.
She approves.
Yeah.
She hasn't heard a drop of the podcast, but she says, you know what? I like that podcast.
Yeah, I hear they say hello to Steve Buscemi all the time.
Yeah, they're neighbors. I don't know if you know that. But yeah, if you want to go sell out for Rogan, the guy who used to make people eat bull testicles on TV, sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sure. If you can live with that.
If you want to go be paid by the second worst cast member of News Radio, be my guest.
I mean, it's up to you, Jamie.
Maybe that's
you're an
why.
Intern. I don't need to know your fucking name.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's why he continues to moonlight for Rogan, because you won't learn his name.
He's an intern. I don't have to.
That's true. You don't.
The older generations, if they've taught me anything, it's that these interns, I don't have to respect them. They're not people.
And as we all know, the older generation is correct about everything.
They're correct about everything. Everything that the older generation has ever taught me has been correct.
Exactly. There's a reason why everybody wants to go back to the way it used to be, because the older generation's correct.
That is correct.
Yeah. So fuck you, interns. I'm gonna start calling him Jerry.
I'm gonna call him Jim.
Right. No, because that's too close to old Jimmy Cameron.
You're right. I'm gonna call him Jeff. I'm gonna call him Jeff.
All right. You call him Jeff, and I'll call him Jerry.
Sounds good to me. Before we go, I do want to say good night to Steve Buscemi.
Yes, have a good night. If you're listening to this,
I hope you got the cookies I sent.
If you're listening to this in the morning, I want to say good morning, Steve Buscemi. I hope the sun is shining brightly wherever you are. I hope you have a wonderful day and a scrumptious breakfast.
Yeah, love you, Steve.